Hello, twos and threes. Welcome to our writing video of the day. We are still talking about giving instructions. Now, as you remember, good instructions have four things. They have verbs. And remember, the kind of verb they have is imperative, which means it's giving you a direction or a demand. All right? Secondly, they are clear. If you are not clear, how can anyone understand what you are instructing them to do? Very important. Short. Part of being clear. If your instructions are too long, people get confused, they get lost, or they get bored. So keep it short. And show. You need to show as much as you tell, maybe even more sometimes, as you'll see today. Now, you'll notice our word of the day is illustrate. 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 Now, you've probably heard at least some form of this word before. You might have been reading a book with me, perhaps by Robert Munsch, and it will say illustrated by Michael Marchenko, or it'll say illustrations by, or illustrator is so-and-so. Now, what that just means is that's the person who's drawn the pictures. So to illustrate is to draw a picture. And so when you are giving instructions, illustrating them is actually a really smart idea. And this is not just something you do to get out of writing. I mean, maybe you are, but also it's a really good way to communicate. So for example, I went through my cupboard and just found this old book of directions for when we bought my daughter's change table. Sorry, apparently I have a botter now. Anyway, when we bought my daughter's change table, they gave the instructions with the box because we had to put it together ourselves. And if you take a look through here, there are so many illustrations. In fact, there are far more illustrations than words. In fact, they usually only use the words to help clarify the illustrations if they can't draw it clearly enough. Because remember, things need to be clear, otherwise you will not get your change table put together. So that is a really important thing to remember when you are giving instructions, is that you may need to draw a little diagram. Not only does it make things clear, but it captures people's attention. If you see one of these diagram manuals and all there was just words, you might just throw it aside and say, forget it, I'll just try to figure this out on my own. But you see some illustrations in there and you think, okay, I can look at that and figure out how this all fits together, and maybe I'll be able to figure it out sooner than later. So I want you guys to remember how important that is to giving instructions. Now, please remember that for tomorrow, because I'm going to be giving you a little assignment on instructions, and I would love for you to include illustrations with it. You don't have to be an amazing artist, although I know some of you are very good at it. And some of you maybe who don't love it as much. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just needs to be clear. So that's all for today, a little short video, and tomorrow I'll be letting you know what we're going to do about instructions and illustrations. Have a great day. Bye.